is they still believe that Uber represents a critical part of the future of transportation. That's the thesis here for the bulls when it comes to the Uber story. When you look at this quarter, there are some positives. There was a narrower than expected Q4 loss. You had that better than expected forecast when it comes to the EBITDA as well. There was cost cutting. There seems to be under Dara Khosrowshahi a much more sort of acute focus on profitability and a realization that Uber cannot win in every market that it tries to go after. And you've seen it sell off businesses in Southeast Asia. You saw it sell its Uber Eats business in India to Zomato as well. So I think the market's looking at those steps as positive. Still a lot of concerns. They're still paying a lot of money to drivers and all of these sort of subsidies in order to attract more customers. So there is still
US unemployment continues to plummet and US labour costs increase across the board and productivity improves. How does a company which is trying to grow its economy, grow its revenue, i.e. and benefit from economies of scale, how does it do that in the gig economy improve? Is the gig economy rewriting the rules of the economy of scale? Because according to this, as you grow your business, your costs also go up, and they lost $1.1 billion.
Yeah, well, they're looking to sort of streamline those costs as much as they can, Steve. I think the gig economy has changed.
But the cost of the drivers and the cars.
Yeah, but the cost of the drivers and the cars is then this is where it comes down to a big issue around Uber is what are the drivers? Are they employees? Are they contractors?
Can I, for one, and I want to park that, and I think there's some very important societal issues on the gig economy, on the drivers and how they're treated. Let me park that. What is unambiguous is the cost of those drivers is going to go up. It ain't going to go down. But whatever cost cutting, 100%, Karen. Did you not just hear my premise about the fact that US labour costs and productivity are picking up? Gig sector self-driving cars.
Well, the cost of those drivers goes right down, doesn't it?
Very interesting.
And that is something Uber is certainly going after.
Good point. So all those drivers they're finished, are they?
And that's still a long way out. Let's be honest on that point as well.
I
think driverless cars, that is the goal. And Uber have stated that very clearly.
You've raised the issue. When are self-driving cars on scale going to be available?
Well, there's a percentage that they're aiming for by 2030, and I think it was like 10 or 15, 20% of the market.
10 years' time, I've got to put up with these quite dramatic losses on this gig economy company, and until then, labour costs will go up?
Well, you assume they would, but
well, I don't know. You're the one who's raised self-driving cars.
So what about the fact that you could also have another recession, and we typically know in recessions that you see an impact on
yes, impact on number of people who don't get in these private hire cars and actually get on the metro.
Well, if you think about not hopping in private hire cars,
or perhaps you could have a situation where more and more governments
is more expensive, and an Uber that is much cheaper. So maybe Uber is slightly more contained because the cost is quite minimal versus the other end of the market.
I think that Uber, there is going to be some sort of subsidy, some sort of support that Uber's always going to have for these drivers as it continues to chase markets. But the key is their scale. If they continue to scale, one thing we did see was a revenue growth acceleration.
Back to economies of scale.
Pardon?
Are we back to economies of scale?
We are back to economies of
scale.
scale.
What are the economies of scale on a gig economy transportation business?
Well, this is exactly the point here, I think, with this business. Uber's still trying to figure it out, and this business
Whoa, this is the best thing since sliced bread. How can they still be trying to figure that out? The genius is, and don't get me wrong, I mean, Dara Khosrowshahi is an incredibly smart man. I'm not knocking him. I'm just wondering what the economies of scale are in a gig economy business like this, which relies on labour, until in 10 years' time we're going to have this miraculous situation of self-drive cars.
The market's figured it out. It's a combination with Lyft, isn't it? But the only problem is regulators might have a slight issue with that combination at this point.
Jeff, any thoughts on the economies of scale in the gig economy?
Well, let's face it. Let's go back to basics here. Is Uber a disruptive business or a disruptive technology? Has it changed the business model for transportation services?
Yes, it has.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has.
Because ultimately you still, I mean, I hate to side with Steve on this, but ultimately
do it.
you still need a driver, and you still need an infrastructure for connecting passengers to the driver. In the old days, when I was earning money as a dispatch rider in London to pay off my school loan, there was a guy on the radio, the client phoned in. He then got on the radio, said, "Oh, number 52, are you close to this address? Pick up the package and take it here." The only difference with the Uber model now is that they do it on a mobile phone.
And
ultimately, you still have to pay the petrol, you still have to pay the driver, The vehicle still has costs associated with maintenance.
It's instant, barely any waiting time. You can catch a couple
But you
of
know
them,
what?
about fewer of them a day because they're readily
difference-
available
You know
and the
what?
cost base
A
is cheaper.
coffee swilling, cigarette smoking 52-year-old man sat in a nasty, smelly cabin
Sounds lovely.
in East Grinstead
They're not all like that, Jeff.
is as efficient as a mobile phone.
That's
quite
very
frankly.
sexist of you. Some of them are beer swilling, smoking, 50
Yeah.
year old women as well, you know.
difference
Yeah.
between the Uber users and the non-Uber users
And
that you
that's
can
the
see
point,
on
is
whether
it,
it's disruptive
have they
technology.
actually moved this business up the value scale in some way and transformed the nature of delivery,
Yes.
either people or food?
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.